guys, Cody here with another video for you guys today, and today I am going to be showing you in more detail with more information on a specific item I have in my collection. It is a prop from a movie. It's not a movie a lot of people like, but it's nostalgic to me, and for those of you guys that are, aware, I am a huge nostalgic person. I have some nostalgic attachments. But this specific movie is centered around the memories of my mother, who passed away 5 years ago. And at the time of getting this prop, I unboxed it. I had a really bad camera. I wanted to do more detail on it and give more information, but I was so excited and caught off guard by the fact that I finally got this in my collection. And it's a prop from a movie that I grew up with as a kid, and that is the movie Inspector Gadget. Now, while I agree that this movie is not a perfect film, nor is it a good film, some people are going to yell at me, but I agree with that. It's a interesting film. It's a childhood classic of mine, and I love it. It doesn't need to be perfect, because it's there, okay? Most people don't really know that there's a live-action Inspector Gadget movie until I bring it up, or they just completely forgot existed. But I do have some great nostalgic memories of this movie, and, well, I have one of the props from the film over here, and I want to show it off to you guys and give you guys a more in-depth detail on where it came from, its origins, and how I acquired it. So, guys, let's go check it out. All right, guys, so behind me is the prop. Right here, in this case, is a screen use prop from the movie Inspector Gadget. Now, how did I obtain this? Long story short, I've been in communication with somebody for the last decade. I think it's a little more than a decade. But, so this guy, his name's Pablo. I encountered on the internet at one point. I don't remember exactly how we met, but I do know that he wanted to show me on Skype, of all things at one point, this prop that he had for movie Inspector Gadget. And I was very much obliged to do so. I've never seen a prop on camera outside of a movie or in person before. And to see essentially a prop from one of my favorite childhood films was a must. So Pablo asked, I think at one point he said it was not for sale. And I don't think he was planning on selling it at that point. But for the last decade, I have always thought about this prop. I'm not going to lie to you. And every once in a while, Pablo would message me, hey, I'm selling this hat. I want to make sure you have it. Do you want it? And I was just like, at the time, I wasn't able to afford it. It was expensive. I'm not going to lie to you guys. This hat cost me $1,500. It's expensive, and I know it's outrageous, but for a childhood memory, it was worth it. And I think I turned him down so many times before he talked about how he was going to take it to an auction house or he was going to do something with it and see if he can get money on it. But he held off. I remember the first instance I was really just like, I think I can actually buy this, was a year ago. I was starting to make money through my job and through Facebook and YouTube, to the point where I was like, I think I can do this in payments. If you'll let me do it in payments, then that would be great. He ended up agreeing with me to do payments for this hat. And I was very, very happy. I was very excited. I did my first 3 payments before, I think November or December. And then Facebook rolls around with my payday. And I'm going to be honest with you guys, I'm not going to give out too much details, but I made a lot of money that first month in, I think it was November or December, and I ended up getting the money, paying him for it, and that was a personal Christmas gift to me. I paid for that hat, and I got it like in January or February. And Pablo, I'm very thankful that you held on to this hat for so long, because it is safely in a place where I think it probably needs to be. I absolutely love this movie as a child, and the memories of my mother and stuff. This is a piece that I stare at daily. And I know it's weird. I know people are going to sit there and say it's the weirdest thing to have in your collection. But I actually think people should understand, as a collector, it's what you personally love. So I want to go into detail on where this hat came from, because I think a lot of people get lost in the conversation of, well, how did Pablo obtain it? That's where we're going to go right now. So here is a better look at the prop right here. Now, there's a certificate of authenticity right here to the left of the screen. The details on that are vague, but the information's there. But where did this come from? Of course, before me and Pablo obtained this, we have a bunch of hands that this has been passed through. And a lot of people have asked me, how do you know it's real? Well, that's where we're going to go right now. Obviously, in the beginning, this movie was made, or this prop was made for the movie by a company called the Baron Hat Company. Each individual hat that they made for the movie, because there were multiple. Of course, there were some for the props that Stan Winston had made for the movie, the animatronics. There were some that were made for stunt, people. And of course, there were many that were made for Matthew Broderick. Now, the information that I have on this specific hat is that it is the hero hat. Now, for those of you guys that don't know what a hero prop is, the term hero means that the movie prop in particular is the main prop that was used on screen for up-close shots, promotional material, everything like that. So anytime you see a poster or an image of the actor messing around with the prop or wearing the prop, that is what this is. So, of course, as you can see here, this is the poster that's inside here, and the hat that Matthew is wearing right here for this poster is right there. This is the same exact hat that is inside this case is on this poster right here. Now, anytime you see footage of Matthew in the movie wearing a hat, this is it. And it's specifically fitted to his head as well. Now, Baron Hat Company ended up doing something interesting with this hat, so that way it was stationary and didn't fall off. I want to be very careful with this hat because, again, it is a prop. It is a very fragile, because it's fabric. It's got suede and stuff like that, so I'm trying to be careful with it. But inside, as you can see, there is the fitted piece on the inside there. That is what would have been used to fit onto Matthew Broderick's head for the action scenes and for his promotional images and stuff like that. So again, this is the best detail you're going to get on this prop hat. And of course, as I stated before, it's made by a company called the Baron California Hat Company right here. As you can see in gold lettering, it says Baron California Hats right there. So there's your detail on the hat, and because I want to be able to make sure that this is safe during this whole process. So what happened after the hat was done being used, of course, after filming, a lot of times they either get rid of the props or they go into archives. In this case, because it's a Disney film, Disney put it in their archives or a storage area, and it's been sitting there for, at that point, it would have been 12 years, because as the certificate says right here, it was used in August 20th, 2011. Yeah, right there. They placed the hat in a special D23 members only auction right here. So it was on display at a D23 event called the Hats Off to Disney Tour. And they used a bunch of hats to display, like any kind of headwear they would display from props from other movies. And this was one of them right here. And D23 did the auction and someone bought it. Now, that's as far as the details. I do not know who specifically got it. It might have been Pablo. I'm not sure. But yeah, D23 members had access to auction bid on this specific hat, this specific prop. And that's where it ended up going out into the public, outside of Disney's archives. Now, whoever had it before Pablo, or if Pablo was the one that ended up bidding on it from the auction at D23, that's as much as I know, unfortunately. But of course, after Pablo, this is now with me, and I will never be getting rid of this. This will be I'm hoping be in my possession till I'm gone, but also I'm hoping that maybe it'll be passed down to people who would actually care for it and stuff like that. But this is a very special piece to me in my life and my collection. This is amazing, and I can only ever thank the people who thought of me throughout the last decade. Pablo is amazing, and I appreciate him making sure to think about me every time he was trying to sell this piece right here. So it's crazy to think that I have this specific item in my collection. But guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this detailed look at this specific prop. It is just an amazing piece that I cannot believe that I have this in my collection. But guys, as always, if you like what you see and you guys want to see more videos like this, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll be back with more videos soon, and I'll talk to you guys later.
Gadget! Oh, a cocktail! Don't you know bad robots have more fun? Never! Woo!
Disney's Inspector Gadget.
Inspector Gadget, can I have your autograph?
Got any money?